Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect. It's Paya Allah, coming back at you with another video. It's going to be called Dag. And this video is inspired by the live show of the apostles that was recently broke, telecasted on YouTube, part of their weekly Apostles Live video. I forgot what the date was of the video, but it basically was 2 weeks prior to this on a Saturday. And you had a brother on it basically inquiring about his last name. I believe it was Marlon, which meant fish. And they basically explained to him, the brother, that the word fish in the Lashwan Kodash was Dag, D-A-G. Or, it'd be in the Lashwan Kodash, it'd be the in the alphabet, it'd be the symbol, it would be Da and it would be Ga. When you add them two together, it's Dag, which basically means fish, all right? Which is very important, the fact that he was asking that question, because and Apostle Gabar broke it down, and it's quite deep that he asked that question, because they're out there fishing for men, and he was inquiring of his name, and it came to be that it was a fish basically, and that's what we're out there doing, fishing for men. So it just inspired me to just go over these very to the point scriptures about our job, because as well you've had the Spirit being the apostles about doing the work. Okay, multiple videos that came out upon that, so I just wanted to go with this in the Spirit. So it's Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers. All right. So the Most High said he would send for many fishers. Now, the fishers that he said talking about ain't no ordinary fishers, which I'll get into in my next scripture. Saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and gather and after will I send for many hunters. So the many fishers that will be sent for will fish will fish them basically, the them being the elect of the nation of Israel. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill. Now that goes hand in hand with the scriptures of speaking of the elites of this world being the children of Edom, who are presently rulers over this earth. It's their time to rule. All right, the Edomite rulership, starting with the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts and Gettys, Vanderbilts, etc., etc. They're actually sorry, it's lucky on my mind. They're the rulers, right? The ruling class of the so-called white people, who according to the scriptures are identified as the Edomites. All right, the children of Edom, children of Esau, Edom, the red Hebrew Edomite. Okay, so the point being is that it says, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, because it says that they're gonna flee into the mountains, the cliffs of the rock, and into the depths of the sea. All right, so that's why they're gonna, and those men, the hunters being the elect, those same men that are fishers, are gonna turn to hunters when the Lord changes their bodies in the twinkling of an eye. And even before that, because it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, then shall I raise up a standard against him, that being spiritual power. So the Lord's gonna have it, and it says, what the Lord said in Luke chapter 12, what be I if the fire be already kindled? Basically, if Israel's already getting busy before he comes with the the great kind of whoop ass for your candy ass. But that's the point. All right. So next scripture I want to grab being Matthew 4:18, and it reads, and Yahushua walking by the sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter. All right, and Peter in the Lashon Kodash, or in Peter in the Greek is Petra, which means rock, which when you translate that into the Lashon Kodash is Kephia, Cephas, or I can't remember the Lashon Kodash word, but basically means rock, right? Because he was the foundation that was the temple was going to be built upon, which the true foundation is not the more or less the true, but the foundation of foundations of Yahweh Shai, right? And Peter was built upon Yahweh Shai, and Andrew his brother casting the net into the sea, for they were fishers. See, and that was a figure of things to come. All right. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So he said, you ain't. I'm gonna. If you stay there, you're just gonna continue to fish. But if you follow me, I'm gonna give you a greater task where you will be fishers of men. And going back to the point in Jeremiah 16:16, it said, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. So the Lord will send for many fishers, and that'll be done by way of what? The word, all right? Revealing, and the word was only revealed unto the prophets, his servants, all right? And they would basically were given the ability to fish, which is the word really is the bait, and the ability, the skill, or more so their spirit is the formal way that the word would be pushed, if you understand what I'm saying. So the word is always the bait, but then that's fisher is a different fisher, has his own form of style of fishing. You know what I mean? That really ain't that deep. That's just me, being me. All right. So sorry for to read none. And he saith unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. So he dropped all of their nets and said, yo, let's follow the Lord, man. And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, in a ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. So they also had the same form of work, all right, being fishers, and they were mending their nets, getting ready to go out there and get to work. And remember, fishing's a laborsome job, all right. Casting nets, you had to have a lot of strength because you'd be pulling in an abundance of fish, all right. And then after that, you'd have to scale, you bring it into the land, and you have to pull it ashore, and then go through them bit one by one, all right, finding the clean and the unclean. All right. So you imagine the depth that um, the nets go into, and the type of labor that you're going through to be able to do a task like that, and the word is likened unto it. All right. And that's why it says in Sirach the second chapter about basically set thy heart aright and prepare thyself for diverse temptation, because it's a laborsome job, laboring in his word. And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him. All right. So now it's the last scripture, Matthew 13 and 47, and it reads, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered every kind. All right, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. All right, and this is okay. I'm gonna read on. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. All right. So what's gonna happen is the righteous are gonna be taken onto one side, because what are the clean fish? The elect. All right. They're the clean fish. The salmon. Uh, many other clean fish. I want to list through them one by one, but basically those are the clean fish are being put on one side, and all the unclean like crabs and etc. that don't have scales and fins, they're basically going to be cast to another side and be thrown away. All right, and shall and so shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast him into the furnace of fire. There should be wailing and gnashing of teeth. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Shalom.